All right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Backstage with Fred Cooper. It's my pleasure tonight to have a fantastic voice back with us, fantastic gentleman back with us. He is sitting in for someone who had to get out, but he was going to be here later in the year. And it is my pleasure to welcome back Mr. Tony Martin. Tony, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me here tonight. And whoever's place I took, I hope they feel better and do the comeback.
Oh, they will. It was Peggy Lennon.
Peggy Lennon.
Yeah, Peggy was supposed to be here.
Well, I hope Peggy is better and her husband is better, or whatever.
Yeah, her husband was ill.
Of
yes.
course.
Yeah.
Well, that's sad, and I hope a speedy recovery should they see this program. And I'm a very big fan of both of them.
But we were going to have you anyway, except that you got a great deal in Europe.
Not a great deal. It's just something that I had committed myself to do.
Tell us about it, would you?
Well, I'm going to go to Haifa, Israel, and do a concert there. And then from there, go with my wife. We're going to France and Bordeaux. France is a big film festival, and she's being given an honor by the French government there.
Terrific.
And dancing is tremendously important in Europe, and they remember her so much. They run her movies all the time with Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly pictures, and so they're looking forward to seeing her.
Great.
So,
well, I'm just glad you got to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's super.
I'm glad to be back down here. The nice people here, the wonderful audience. The weather's right. Price is right. No coffee, but other than that, it's
Why didn't you tell me? I'd have brought you coffee.
Have you got coffee here?
I would find some somewhere. If we have time, I'll be happy to go get you some.
Right.
But if I'd have known that earlier, I sure would have had you some here.
It was just an afterthought, coffee.
Oh, I wish Terry would have told me. What have you been doing for the last couple of years? You haven't been here for 2 years. And,
no, I've been all over. I've been to Australia, I've been to London, I've been to Europe. I do concerts in Florida, I do them up in the northern New York State, in Chicago. I do what every singer does that's left that sing popular songs. I'm not a rock singer, so I go to places where people enjoy our kind of music and do it. And all I need is a good microphone and a nice audience and some good Irving Berlin songs, and I got it made. So that's all there is.
You know, I saw you two times in the last couple of weeks. One time was with Nat King Cole.
Yeah.
And it was a great show. Of course, he was a super guy.
Oh yes.
Talk to us about him.
I talked to Mrs. Cole, the widow, Natalie, not Natalie, the mother, and she asked me if I'd do it, and all the people said yes. And I remember doing the show with him. He was a very nice man, Nat Cole, very nice man. And he and I were on the road together. We did one-night stands around the 3I League, Illinois, Indiana, and Iowa.
Oh, wow.
You know, and we roomed together. He used to smoke an awful lot. He loved to smoke. In the morning, he'd light a cigarette before breakfast and smoke all the time. I said, Nat, you're going to ruin yourself smoking.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, that's too bad. Then I saw you in a movie, and I didn't catch the first part of it, so I don't know the name of it. But at the end, I remember there were many of the stars who were on big circles all around. Do you remember that movie?
Well, there was either Ziegfeld Girl,
I bet that was it.
Or it was 2 Tickets to Broadway. I don't know.
It was great, but you did a couple of songs in that was just super.
I've had wonderful movies, wonderful musicals to be in.
Yeah.
Enjoyed them all.
Yeah, they don't make them like that anymore.
Well, they don't have the people to make them.
And how about money?
Huh?
How about money?
Well,
did it take more money?
To make a good musical today would cost $50–60 million.
Yeah, too much.
And who have you got to sing them? Sinatra, you got Tony Bennett. I don't know. You don't have any dancers around.
No.
Real good dancers like
Except your wife.
Charisse and Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly.
Yeah.
They won't do it.
Yeah.
And who have you got for a good musical?
Yeah.
And beautiful. Listen, I did a picture, Ziegfeld Girl, and the girls that were in the line dancing was Lana Turner, Hedy Lamarr, and Judy Garland.
Oh, wow.
So where are you going to get that today?
Heavyweights, right?
I should say so. And,
So after Europe, what do you got scheduled for?
well, what else happens? I don't plan too much. I like to relax, enjoy my life. I get Social Security every month. It's all right. My wife
you really?
works. I don't have to work so much. And what am I going to do? I don't plan ahead. People say, what are you going to do next year? I don't know what I'm going to do next year. My life is a day at a time. Day at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to be back here with us next year. I'm going to talk to Terry
I don't plan
about
on
that,
anything.
so.
It's God's will.
Yeah.
But I know that every day is a beautiful day. Good thoughts, good thinking, positive thinking. I really appreciate God letting me be around. I really do. I think the world is beautiful, and nature is marvelous, and I really like the ecology. I just came back from New York State, upstate New York. The leaves are just beginning to get brown, and you see an isolated deer or something, and what wonderful things there are in nature, and we don't appreciate them. Flowers, the wildflowers, it's great. It's just great.
Of course, we don't see them out here very often, you know.
No,
Gotta
no,
get
you
on
see
the
a highway
sticks.
where flowers used to be.
I know.
You
You
know?
know, a couple of weeks ago, I had Buddy Greco here. A good friend of yours?
Yeah, good. I differentiate between friends and acquaintances.
Okay.
Who was it? Georgie Jessel once said, friends are golden, acquaintances are silver. Buddy Greco, I know Buddy Greco. He's a very nice man. I've never used that privilege of saying anybody's a good friend. You know.
Well, okay, an acquaintance.
I have good friends.
Yeah, I understand.
Deep that I've had for 50 years, you know, who are there when you need them all the time. And, but Buddy Greco's a very nice gentleman and a very fine entertainer as well.
But he talked about you a little bit the other night.
Well, that's all right.
He appreciated you very
that's
much.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
He's very talented, very talented. Don't get me wrong. I could say he's a very good friend of mine.
No, I understand.
But there are a lot of people in our business who do that.
Yeah.
You know, they say, well, do you know so-and-so? Yeah, he's a very good friend of mine.
Yeah,
Then you go to a party, and you see the person, he says, there's your good friend over there. And you say, we're not talking. You've been caught in a fib.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I once said that Sinatra was a good friend of mine. Didn't work.
It didn't work. Oh, anyway, that's
How long you've been here for 20 some odd years, huh?
21 years.
21
Yeah.
years. Steady job? Think of the last? Huh?
Well, I don't know. I was in a meeting today, and they said I was a kid on the block, so I don't know. They might think I'm going to be leaving next week. I don't know.
Yeah, where are you going?
No, I'm not. I just say they were talking about it. No, I'm not. I'm going to wait and retire here.
Really?
Heavens, yes.
Stay right here, huh?
Why not? I only have about 6 more years, 7
Where?
more years. Here, Leisure
6 more
World.
years to do what?
To do this thing,
And then what are you going to do?
retire. I'm going to
After-
finish.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm going to take up something else.
They'll never let you go.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. It's been a great pleasure again having you. We were going to have you the last show because I wanted a biggie going
Yeah,
out.
that's all right. Let's
And,
make every. Let's make.
We're going to have
everyone
the
a
biggie tonight.
You know, it's like George Burns. You said to me, "When am I going to work?" See, I am booked. I'm booked for. I'm booked till I'm 90.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm 77 now. I've got. So you say what's going to happen? I just have to hang around for another 13 years because I'm booked in London. George Burns is booked when he's 100 years old. He's already booked for the London Palladium. So he's got something to look forward to. He's 94 years old. He's got to wait 6 years. When somebody asks George, what are you doing? Why don't you retire? He says, I can't. Because you think you're going to live it out? He says, I have to. I'm booked.
I'm booked.
So that's what you do. This is a lovely stage here.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the acoustics are nice, and I loved working here each time.
Well, I'll tell you, last year was probably one of our most successful shows when you were here. And that's why we had to have you back, because I had so many people ask for you back.
Very nice. Yes, you have a lot of people from the East that are here.
Oh, we've got people from everywhere in the world
Yes,
here.
yes, yes.
Yeah, so
My mother-in-law, she's since passed away, but she lived in Leisure World over
Laguna.
in Laguna. And she had friends over here, too.
Yeah.
My mother lived in the leisure world in Los Angeles, one of those kind of places.
Great place
Now,
to
listen,
be.
I think it's great. I do shows, condominiums in Florida every year around December, and they're marvelous. They have wonderful auditoriums, and people have places to go, and they relax. It's a marvelous group of people, and they're busy all day long, dancing,
Yes,
playing
they are.
cards, and
Yes, they
doing
are.
things, and studying, learning French, learning Japanese. Some of them are even learning English. Including me. Yes, indeed.
Are you going to sing to your wife tonight, like you did last year? You're going to sing to your
Sure.
wife, please?
Oh, sure.
I mean, you know, the folks.
I'll sing to my wife.
I had so many people last year call me and say later, it was a pleasure just seeing Cyd Charisse and Tony singing to her. What a great couple.
Oh, yes, yes.
They,
Yeah, she's a wonderful lady.
but no, they were saying how great it was that you sang to your wife.
Yeah.
You know, she's gorgeous, of course. But I mean, you know, on top of that,
I sing to her when she pays me. If she pays me, I'll sing to her.
Is that right? Oh,
Well,
no,
I pay her to dance for me, so it works that way.
Great dancer, isn't she?
Well, the world thinks she's the best
Yeah.
living dancer,
Yeah.
and it's a tribute to her wherever she goes. They name their children after her, dancing girls, all the ballet kids around the world, they name their children Cyd, or they call them Charisse. And they just have her pictures, and they run them all day long in France and in England and all over, in Japan, South Africa, and in Australia. They keep running those movies all the time. It's great. It's
Love
great.
to have her come and dance for me.
Well,
You know how that goes, though.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, that sounds like a winner
I'll see
to
if I
me.
can influence her.
Oh, I'd love it.
See, professionally, we don't interfere with each other.
I understand that.
She makes her own decisions, and I make mine. And we've never had an altercation.
Well, she's not here. I've got to tell you, last year, she was sitting over here, and I said, I would, you know, after the show, would you just mind coming out for about? She said, I don't do that.
She doesn't.
I know. And she said, no, I don't do that. I will not interfere. And that's what she was just saying. I don't interfere with Tony. He doesn't interfere with me. I bet you it wasn't 30 seconds after you said, I'd like to sing a song to my wife. And she said, I didn't think I would do this, you know. And she walked out, of course, as gracious as she is.
All ladies want to look their best when they're in front of a lovely audience. And you just can't ask professional people to get up and not look their best because the audience says she looks bad or she doesn't look right.
Yeah.
So they have a right, if you're professional and you appear professionally, to look your best. Now, I'm going to go and put on a dinner jacket, a black tie, and a tuxedo, and comb my hair and look as nice as I know how to in appreciation for a lovely audience. I'm not going on like this. With
No, obviously,
you know,
yeah.
see, not obviously. I know a lot of people obviously go on like this.
But you're classier than that. Now, come on.
Nobody's classier than anybody.
Yeah.
I was taught to be appreciative and respect an audience.
Soon we'll be without the moon, humming a different tune, and then there may be teardrops to shed, but while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance, dance. Let's face the music, let's face the music, let's face the music and dance. Rose and my glove, sweetheart, they're suspecting things. People will say we're in love, play it out. Yeah. This is my conductor, Al Sendry. Don't sigh and gaze at me. Your sides are so like mine. Your eyes mustn't glow like mine. The west, north and south of you. I'd like to take complete control of you and handle even the heart and soul of you. Oh, love, at least a small percent of me do, 'cause I love all of you. I love all of you. Yes, I love all of you. Oh, love, at least a small percent of me do, 'cause I love all of you. Yes. Soon we'll be without the moon, humming a different tune, and then there may be teardrops to shed, but while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance, dance. Let's face the music, let's face the music, let's face the music and